Hey, what's going guys? Me, the boss, here's another video for you guys for today. And today guys, I actually want to do another first impressions video. Now this isn't once again an official review, which by the way, yes, I'm going to be trying to have gameplay for. I know you guys have been asking me about that, so don't you worry. But for this first impressions video, I kind of just want to briefly go over, not too long, some first impressions that I have over Mega Man 8, which is the newest PS1 game that I've gotten for the start of an official gaming collection, which official means I'm going to go out and get some games for myself to have and display in my room. But with all that in mind, guys, let's just get right into my first thoughts on Mega Man, since I've played completed a level and then did a couple other levels. So I guess to start off my main thought on Mega Man, since I played the first level or two, let me just say this. The game is really beautiful. This game is really amazing. The Mega Man 8, I believe, is the only introduction to the franchise on the PS1, which this came out in 1996, which it looks really beautiful. It doesn't go back to the 8-bit style that Mega Man's really known for, with his boss battles, with his platforming, with his gameplay in general. I think that it's really solid in 16-bit on the PS1. I would argue that in a lot of ways it's better than the 8-bit, but the 8-bit I feel is more classic, but it's a really beautiful game, really great graphics, really great movement, fluid movement with each of the characters. There's no lagging, there's no crashing, it's just all really amazing. It's a really well-designed game, and it's a really beautiful game with the graphics in each of the levels, whether it be a bomb factory, or it would be the North Pole that you have to basically go to, or a circus, or a giant fortress above the sky, which I have played a bit of each of these levels. And this game is really beautiful in terms of the graphics department. Now, the story from what I can gather so far isn't really anything amazing. It's not like the greatest video game story ever, but it's basically Mega Man having to go and defeat another 8 Robot Masters and Dr. Wily himself because a new strange evil energy has fallen down to the Earth, and you basically have to stop Wily from using this evil energy and destroy the 8 Robot Masters, as well as defeating his rival Bass. So, overall, the story isn't anything like amazing, but I think it really works well with the theme of the game, and it really works well with all the new areas and whatnot that you can go to fight the Robot Masters. And, of course, the level designs really mimic everything well, whether it be the flying platforms in the flying level with the flying enemies, which are really annoying, by the way. Or in Grenade Man stage, where you have the factory theme, where you have to dodge a whole bunch of moving platforms, you have to dodge a whole bunch of bombs, by the way, because it is a bomb factory. And the North Pole, once again, for an example, or Canada, or wherever the game takes place in Frostman stage, where you have to dodge ice blocks, you have to... The sledding segments suck, might I add. The controls in this game, by the way, just to emphasize on that, I know I'm a bit over the place, but this is a really great game. Just to touch base with a couple of my first impressions. The controls, as far as they go, besides the gameplay's really good story. Nothing really too amazing, but it's still a good story, and the levels just look really great to surmise. But the controls in this game work really well. Mega Man moves really fluently from what I can tell. The shooting's really well. I didn't actually figure out how to slide until I actually looked it up on the internet. Yeah, I know, call me a cheater or whatever. But sliding is really beneficial in this game, but Mega Man moves really well, the enemies move really well, like I mentioned earlier, no real problems with the movement in my opinion. It's not really something that holds the game back. I do think that the original Mega Man games I played briefly a couple of them back when they were emulated on my school PC, no joke. I think that this game is better in comparison to a lot of those games. Not all of them, this game still has a little bit of meh in some areas, but overall I think the controls are really fluid. Now, aside from the graphics, which I think are really good, the controls are really good, story, and all that other stuff that I mentioned earlier on the video, so far, my first impressions of the game are really good. Now, let's get into the last two things that I wanted to talk about for my first impressions video, and I'll start with the better of the two, which is the main thing of the game, which is the boss fights. The boss fights and the level difficulty, this game is going to kick your butt, Uranus, however you want me to describe it, it'll kick it. Because this game, while if you get it down, it's actually really I like about this game too, and once you get it down, it's actually a lot more simple, but initially, it kicked my butt so many times, and I'm still stuck on Frostman stage, which I got so close to the ending, and I died so many times on the sled boarding parts. It took me forever to beat Grenade Man, which was the first, boss battle that I actually won. Well, the introductory level doesn't count, but the first actual Robot Master was Grenade Man. It took me so long to nail down his movements, when he's throwing bombs at you, when he's charging at you, when he's dropping debris on you from the ceiling. It's just... The great thing about this game, though, the difficulty is very high up there. It's no different than the other Mega Man games whatsoever. It will kick your arse. But what I really enjoyed about this game is this is one game that I can safely say that while I was raging on, I wasn't getting mad. I was getting more interested in the game with all the amazing stuff that it had to offer. I was getting more intrigued by the boss fights, I was getting more intrigued by the levels and the setting, and every time that I accomplished something more and more, it gave me that, oh, you did it feel, that great nostalgic feel that I love when I play really awesome games, especially old games. And this game, while it will make you rage at a lot of points, it didn't make me mad where I wanted to smash the controller. It made me like, oh, okay, type frustration that just made me invested more and more in the game. It made me feel more and more confident and happier in learning the different patterns in the levels for the boss fights to finally beat the levels and conquer the boss. Now, with that in mind, let's get into the worst part of this game, which has been dug so deep into the ground at this point on YouTube, the voice acting. The voice acting in this game sucks. There's no other way around it. This game, okay, it's weird for me because I have a lot of people that complain about the voice acting, and I can see why. That's one of the biggest criticisms that the game has. Even back when it released on launch back in the 90s, people really criticized the fact that the dialogue in this game is so bad that it's one of the worst video game dialogue sequences I've ever heard in my life. It's been drugged into the ground so much I won't go into all the details, but it's so badly voiced. The voices don't even match what the mouth is trying to say half the time. The voices sound so ridiculous and stupid. It sounds like a poorly written anime, and the cutscenes are really beautiful, by the way, for the 90s. It looks like an actual anime when you're watching the cutscenes. The visuals are great. The voice acting is okay at some points. Other times, for the most part, it sucks. It's not well translated at all. It's not really well spoken. But I will add this, though. The voice acting I don't really like too much, but I think it adds a certain style and flair to the game, which is weird to say because I know it's terrible, but it adds a bit of humor and charm to the game in a weird way, especially considering how it's unique to this game. And it's just really good. I feel like overall, the voice acting isn't the best aspect of the game by far. It's probably the worst. But it adds a certain charm to the game that I can't shake, and I actually, in a weird way, kind of enjoy hearing it. I know, it's weird, especially for terrible voice acting, but, you know, hey, Mega Man. And that's going to do it for my first impressions for this video today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy seeing this. You know, overall, I really do enjoy this game so far. I haven't played that much of it as much as I would want to. I'm getting better. Hopefully, we'll be getting better at learning all the different stuff so I can further progress in the game, and hopefully be playing it some more before I make the official review. Today, I just wanted to give over my general thoughts on the game thus far. Overall, really great experience. Voice acting's terrible, but everything else, I think, is really spot on. But either way, guys, let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comment section down below. If you guys have played Mega Man, let me know what you think about the franchise or this game in particular. If you agree with what I've said, if you disagree with anything I've said, if you like the voice acting for some reason, you're crazy, but okay. But either way, guys, just let me know down below. And as well as if you did enjoy this video, do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new with that bell notification on to catch my future videos and live streams if you do so wish. And comment down below, like I said, what you guys thought. So that mind, guys. Thank you once again for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, bosses.